Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Vesper, a sci-fi movie that looks okay about a young girl who's going to change the world. Smash like and subscribe. Thanks for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's what? It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 9 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget Kindle Unlimited is free. And also the Pizza Pillow. Now, Vesper is this girl, and she lives in a post-alien invasion world, I want to say, because there are a lot of alien plants that, I don't know, they're almost like, see, I'll play a little bit right here. You watch the tree. The tree moves. You see that? There was more to it. There you go. See the tree pulsating because there's like some kind of parasite living in it, I guess, and living in the earth now. And then there's a place called the Citadel where everybody gets the food, and then you've got people who live on the outskirts of the desolation. See, this is the Citadel. It's where all the nice people live, and she lives out in the boonies where they are starving, and she's trying to make it so seeds will germinate. Because apparently they don't germinate, but the alien stuff does, I guess. Then one day, one of the ships from the Citadel crashes. This is her flying robot, by the way, with a face on it. And one of the Citadel people are there, so she uses her to get to the Citadel in order to find some kind of way to make seeds germinate. So, I mean, it sounds okay. It sounds like it could be good. It's a bit dark, depressing looking. Not necessarily an attitude. Oh, now see, here's small font, but I could actually still read it. Directed by Christina Boyozite and Bruno Samper. Story by Bruno Samper and Christine Boyozite. Written by Brian Clark, Bruno Sampler, and Christine Boyozite. So I imagine Bruno and Christina came up with the story, then worked with a screenwriter to write the screenplay, and then directed it. So they're doing most of the heavy lifting here. I think they just brought in a screenwriter to kind of give it more of that structure, which is what you should be doing, screenwriters. Remember, that's mostly your job. Structure. Give the screenplay structure. Starring Raphael Chapman, Eddie Marsan, who I think I know who he is because there's one actor that looks mildly familiar. And this was shot, looks like it was shot in Belgium. Belgium. Oh, interesting. I think it was shot in English. I don't think it was dubbed. I didn't look at it that closely, but pretty much looked like normal English-speaking characters. So it's got a lot of neat effects. She's walking around the woods, and little tentacles come out of the ground and stuff. Not evil beings, but little alien plants, like right here. They live underground, I guess. And this is the new way of the world, and I don't know, this is the new computer, I guess. It's just on every flat surface. I mean, it looks interesting. It's got a good futuristic look, but at the same time, these people are living in squalor, and they want, hey, we're living in squalor. How about letting us into the Citadel? So what happens with this girl and Vesper is the center of the story. It looks like her whole eye here is black, but her other eye is not. Maybe she's part alien too, some kind of symbiote. I'm not sure. Variety calls it dazzling. I mean, yeah, this is the actor who looks very familiar. I know I've seen him in something before, but I can't remember. And they've got a lot of other weird characters. On the way to the Citadel, they encounter all these weird characters, bandits and whatnot. This is a weird character that, I don't know, retracts into the the ground or a costume or whatever. You got these guys. They're saying a lot of things about it. It doesn't look I mean, it looks interesting. I'm feeling like they're overplaying their hand a little bit, but maybe it's good. I mean, the effects are really nice. These alien plants and stuff. I would like to know a little more about it. I think the trailer falls just a tad short by not telling us what exactly. Give us something to ground this in reality. Like, give us the year, the place on Earth. If it is on Earth, it may not be on Earth. Um, that kind of information makes the movie more exciting to me. So I guess this is the woman where they find her. You can see all these alien plants and whatnot. Yeah, it needs a little more information. Like, if this takes place, I think it's a big difference if this movie takes place in, say, 20, 28 or 3042, right? Like, if this takes place, 100 years in the future, that's way different than something relatively local, to your time period. But it looks cool. I'll say that. It feels very much like what I guess it is. It's an independent sci-fi movie. Like, on the one hand, the effects are really, really nice, but on the other hand, it feels just it's sort of just plodding along and not super in a hurry to tell you what the hell's going on. They're kind of letting you figure that out, which I don't mind. But I do need a little bit more here to kind of ground me in a reality so I could go, oh, okay, so this takes place, let's say, 50 years in the future. And I'll tell you what I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be a climate change thing. Okay, don't make it a climate change thing. I think that would be I think it would be a dumb idea, but chances are 50-50 it's going to be a big climate thing. I think that's the wrong way to go. It's just clearly some alien technology going on here. Unless it's all futuristic, like it's future technology at hand. That would be very interesting. I like that. So the first act, I think this is probably structured more like a classic fairy tale. So there's the city up on the hill and then the peasants down below. Vesper is one of the peasants. She is very capable, but the other peasants are like, look, the world is the way it is. Don't get your head in the clouds. Keep your head in the game. She has, but then she discovers these seeds and says, if I could just get these seeds to germinate, we'd have plenty of food down here. So she tries to. She knows some stuff. She figures it out up to the point of which, man, if I could just get, I don't know, magical MacGuffin X, we'd be good. Then this other ship from the Citadel crashes. She rescues this woman, and in talking with her, she realizes, oh, the Citadel will have what I need. If I could get to the Citadel, get what I need, and get back, I can germinate the seeds, and then problem solved. But in the second act, they travel there. I think a lot of it's the journey, and then when she gets to the Citadel, I think the climax is. They may have the stuff, but they don't want things to germinate. They created this situation, whether it's a climate change thing or not. And whether it was brought on by climate change and then later they said, we got these peasants where we want them, or they purposely did it, which I think would be a stronger story, right? Like a big corporation. And corporations do this now. There are corporations who genetically engineer foods. Their seeds won't germinate, and that way you can't just take their seeds and start, making your own corn crops. So that would be, I think, a much stronger road to go down than, say, climate change. Third act, the woman she saves, that Vesper saves, they become friends, or they bond in some way. And then she helps Vesper escape, I'm going to say, the Citadel, so she can get back and save her friends. So I'm sensing it's probably a happy ending. it does look a little industrial and kind of dark in that way, but I think it ends at least with a hopeful ending. I don't see her dying. Maybe the robot dies. The robot with the happy face drawn on it. Um, but it seems, from what I'm seeing here, it looks kind of almost like a kids movie. It's IFC, so it'll be a little dreary, I think, in places. Would I see it? Yeah, I would probably see it. I don't think I'd go to the movies for it. I mean, it's an IFC movie, so it's probably at best an art house deal. At worst, you'd have to see it on IFC. Probably will show up on YouTube rentals or other streaming services. I don't think I'd like gallop to go see the damn thing, but if I heard it was like, oh, it was really, really good. It reminds me of a movie. Oh, I can't think of the name, but Jesus, it was about the Earth in the not too distant future where there were these aliens that ended up growing on Earth. It wasn't quite an invasion. I think a meteor hits and they just start growing. These big, giant, weird, horse-like looking aliens, and they also glow. And it also takes place near the Mexican border, where we have these giant walls where we're trying to keep out these creatures from the United States, and most of the action takes place in Mexico. God, I can't think of the name of the movie. It has that sort of similar feel. It's dark and dreary. We're going to lose, but we're losing as slow as we can. Kind of thing. But I think it's going to be a little more hopeful than that. I like it. I kind of like the look of it. I wish it was a little less dreary and a little more grounded, at least in the trailer. Right? Give me something that, go, oh, that's the time period, or something. That's the part of the world. But I think it'll probably be pretty watchable, from an indie movie standpoint. It's not going to be like blow your head off Marvel movie, high-tech thing, but I think it'll be nice, interesting movie with some interesting vignettes and good performances. So in general, I think it's going to be good. That's my sense of it. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out at Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more based takes. If you can imagine a more based take. Jonah gets very based in the other videos, don't you, Joan? Oh, you're so based. Very based. Anyhow, check out the Hollywoke hot take and a news blast. I'll probably do a short later, and we'll see you tomorrow.